Hi, this is Sunil Menon. I'm the founder director of Sahodran. It's an NGO we've been doing work with HIV/AIDS, especially among transgender and gay men in the city of Chennai since 1998. Part of what we're doing now is a fundraiser where the calendar that we're launching by actor Srikanth is to raise funds for the organization, and also that you know that most HIV/AIDS organizations don't have enough funding. This is just to augment what we already have and to help the kids who run the program to run it more effectively. And I have fabulous friends who've come today to support me and buy the calendar. It's a little different because people say, why are you having a calendar mid-year? But my calendar starts April to March. I thought because it started late, we do a financial year calendar. So it's useful for a lot of corporates. It's an April to March calendar. And also, every year I have a theme. This is my 4th edition. This year it's sports. So I've got sports inspired visuals of right from Kalari to Silambatam, traditional Indian sports to modern sports like from archery going to javelin and swimming and even discus. So that's what the whole concept of the calendar is. It's all black and white. So I'm sure you'll see the images once it's unveiled. And thanks for being here.
Where is this calendar available, sir?
Three Kingdoms, the restaurant in which that they're hosting this event, they will hold it. Then, of course, this the center that we run, Sahodran itself, will have, and it's available on website also. So all that information will be given, and it'll you can see.
So with the fund that you collect, what are the kind of services that you're planning?
Ours is primarily HIV prevention work, where we look at reaching services, medical services to people who feel the need to go to a hospital or just to see a doctor or even just a counseling. Because there's a lot of apprehension about HIV and how it's spread. A lot of misconceptions. We don't know how it's spread. So to clear all that and to allay your face, like it's not easy to get infected firstly. It is difficult, and I thought this is one way of actually educating people that this is how it is spread and this is how you can't get it, and that it's not a contagious disease. You don't touch somebody and you'll get it. So all that is changing over the years that we've been working within the community. There's a lot of awareness, there's safer sex practices in place, everyone knows what they're doing, but still the message needs to go out.
So where is this place, Sahodran, where people can come and get the counseling? And what are the hospitals associated?
We work with the government hospitals because it's free. Most of the people who come into my center are from a poorer economic background, lower economic.
Where is this located?
It's in Nelson Manikam Road, actually Railway Colony, and the center is there. So we have links with Roypata Government Hospital and the main government hospital opposite Central. Yeah, and Stanley Medical College. So we have allied with government hospitals, plus we have something called community preferred practitioners, that is CPP, that is the community identifies doctors who are sensitized towards HIV/AIDS and working with a stigmatized community like transgender and gay men. So when you have doctors who are sensitive and who know how to deal with them, those are the doctors that we've identified who are private practitioners, and then we refer them also.
How many people you have treated in the earlier years?
See, on an average, we reach out to around 6,000 to 7,000 people a year. We look at not just randomly reaching out to people. We have a target of 1,500 people that we follow through. So we're hoping that this 1,500, if they remain safe through the year, forever, for life, that they know they will not get infected, they will stay safe. That's the thing. So we have to constantly remind them that HIV is something that can happen anytime, and you have to be careful all the time.
So to know the impact of the awareness that you have created, is the ratio increasing or decreasing?
See, awareness is really increased. If you do, there are a lot of surveys showing that especially sex workers and community members from transgender and gay men, the awareness is really high. But if you look at general public, it may not be. See, awareness is high because we work specifically with communities that are high risk, vulnerable communities who are high risk to HIV. So what we're doing is by working with them, we know the awareness has been created within this community. But general public out there, that is why you need to have more awareness.
Okay, who are the people who are actually affected more, whether it's the transgenders or the general public? Who doesn't have a knowledge about it much?
See, infection rates are very high amongst the transgender community, but what awareness is high within the community. What we are seeing now is that People who've been already infected, now when you test are infected, have been living with the infection for longer years, they're living healthier lives, they're a lot more aware. But the infection has been contained. We're controlling it. It's not spreading to the general public. But if you look at the awareness of the general public, that's still a long way to go.
Okay, so do you give any kind of job assistance or anything like that? You are already
In
being
fact, some of
affected?
my kids will be coming in, Southern staff will be coming. You can talk to them also. And what you can see is like we've empowered them by making them run the program. So this is ours a true community-based organization where community members run the program. I am just a titular head. I'm like a guide, mentor. So I don't take a salary, but I'm there to guide. And we have a few of us on the board. There's my friend Vinita Menon, there's Hanif. All of us are on the board to guide this bunch of kids to run the program effectively. So they need that support. And they need it from a general public kind of backing. Because they don't have the kind of context that I have. I come from a fashion background. So that's the reason why the concept of a fashion-based calendar to raise funds, because everyone, right from the photographer Kapil Ganesh to my designers Uma and Raji Anand, they've all contributed free. None of us charged. It's completely free. And it's an amazing feeling to know that there are wonderful human beings who support the cause, who've come forward, and they've all done this, spent so many hours. You'll see the calendar and see how much work has gone into it. And it's been really amazing. And I feel blessed that I have a bunch of friends like this who will support me. And they know the kind of work that we do. So I think it's like, it's a fabulous feeling.
Right. Congrats, and what's your future plans?
See, I honestly, working with HIV is very tiring, emotionally, you know. You see people get infected. We've seen a lot of our friends go away. It's a feeling that you feel really bad that you couldn't do much because it was already late for them. But we're hoping that we don't see the current generation of kids are protected, are safe, they have the awareness, and that they will stay safe, you know. So there's always work every day. You're getting new kids, you're meeting new people, even in the public. You have to constantly go out and give the message. I can't just say, okay, use the condom, be safe, use sterilized equipment, be very careful. All that I can say. I can't say that once. I have to say that every day. And it's for someone who does lots of things. For me, at some point, physically, emotionally, it's very draining, it's very tiring. But my kids do a fabulous job. So I'm so very blessed that I have kids that I call them my children because I don't have kids. They're like my family, and they do a good job.
So what's the kind of contribution that government is actually giving?
We are lucky that we are funded by the Tamil Nadu state government, and I think I'm very proud to be part of the Tamil Nadu state machinery. That the government over the years has been extremely supportive financially, and they just I think the program has been effective because the government has come forward and accepted our issues and dealing with it. We are the only state in India that has a transgender welfare board, which no other state has.
So no branches for you? Any other branches in
Sahodharan has a small office in North Chennai because Roypuram, Tonyarpet, that area, there's a big transgender community there. So we have a small office there, a space. An offshoot of Sahodharan is Tori. Tori is specifically for transgender women. So we wanted the gay men and the transgender women to be like sister concerns. So Tori evolved, and we are nurturing another group now, Tori. We're hoping that we will see a lot of transgender women moving away from traditional professions of sex work and begging and come into mainstream. We have a few successes, but we're hoping that they do come.
Okay, I have just last question. I was just curious to know a lot of things.
Yeah, sure.
So I have heard that transgenders were actually seeking for a proper kind of a right to adopt kids and all.
Yeah.
So that is likely to get approved by the government, right?
I see. As of now, the government has allocated quarters, like housing has been allocated. We've also got Tamil Nadu is the only state that gives pension for aging transgender women because they can't engage in any work. So I think as a first pension for transgender women and housing, I think no other state has done that.
Okay, what is the future things that you have really approved for to the government other than what I have?
See, even your like social entitlement cards, ration card, your voter's ID, PAN card, we're looking at passport, where a transgender woman can say she's transgender. She doesn't, it's not restricted to male, female. You have to tick only two. And there's always this confusion like, I'm not male, I've become a woman now, but I'm not female. So I think that option has come only in this state. And I think that's something we have to be really proud of, because we've had amazing women in the administrative circle like Mrs. Garyali, Mrs. Supriya Sahu. They all came forward, they allied with transgender women and said, this is a group that we need to support. And I think no other state has done that. And so now we are like the model state for the country. And every time I go outside, people say like, why is Tamil Nadu only different? Why can't the other states be like that? I don't know. Maybe it's because we've had very amazing IAS officers who've been very supportive. Like even recently, IAS of Ms. Amuda was also there. So I don't know, it's strange, but the women have been the most supportive. I think women generally are a lot more sensitive, they understand better, and they have the patience to understand. And I know it's a generalization that I'm making, but our personal experience as sexual minority groups that are fighting for our basic human rights, we found the women groups more supportive.